How are you doing, everyone? It's me, the Tomo Taku. Welcome to the first anime review. Yes, review. I was about to say reaction. Technically it's a reaction too, but you know, not technically reaction, but you know what I mean. This is my impressions / review of the first anime for fall 2019, which is Fate Grand Order Demonic Front Babylonia. Is it Babylon or Babylonia? You know what I'm talking about. Anyways, guys, it's here. It's here. Like, almost 1 second, guys. Like, it's here. So much Fate. Fate, like, has been, ever since Fate Grand Order has been released, it's been everywhere in my life. Just everywhere. And Fate in general. I am a huge fan of Fate. If you guys are watching this video and you don't know me and my channel, I do so many Fate videos. I do so many roles. Not like too many, like every day, but like when it comes to it, I will record a Fate video. So I was super excited about this adaptation for Fate, the last singularity, the last like close to the ending of the first arc in Fate, which is not a spoiler if you're watching this, hopefully. And it's not done by Ufotable, who is usually the main, you know, critically acclaimed Fate animators and whatnot in the studio. But overall, I love it. It was super great, and oh my goodness, as like a guy who's played the games, great. I don't care if it's not done by Ufotable, it still looks damn pretty good. So, now, given that I say all this stuff, my impressions of this anime and everything I say forth about this anime will be from the perspective of a fan who's played this game. I actually know how this whole anime will go through, so I won't say anything for you non-spoilery guys or people who don't play the games. I'd be interested to know if you guys have not played the game and are watching this, and what are your thoughts if you've never played the game and you're just watching this for Fate or whatever. Technically, you can. This is what I like about Fate and just Fate Grand Order. Mostly, actually, just Fate Grand Order. With like all these chapters and stuff, you can technically just watch this whole anime, not understand anything about Fate. Well, they give a little bit briefing about Fate, like a little summary in the beginning, but technically it's its own like little story, contained story to an extent that will lead to the whole bigger thing, which I love about Fate. But in a sense, you can technically watch this not having played the game. So if you guys have played the game, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. But overall, as a person of the game, I must say they get a lot of points in this anime for a lot of things. In terms of the animation, like I said, it's not done by Ufotable, but it still looks pretty darn good. I must say, like, I had like somewhat of a high expectation in this anime episode, or like not like too high, but like, you know, the latest Fate Grand Order adaptation we ever had was the First Order OVA, which is like the whole beginning tutorial of the game, and that looked pretty good. So, and I thought we would have a Fate Grand Order anime in the works. We did it. We just had the mobile game. So now seeing it in person, they went all out in this episode, or like they went like pretty good. Like there's so much high expectation for this anime and the series, and they delivered. They delivered not like Ufotable standards, but they still delivered acceptable standards in my opinion. And for one, they used in-game soundtrack, which was brilliant in the first, like the very beginning when they're running through Chaldea. Plus 2 points on that because I'm pretty sure I heard 2 soundtracks. Overall, they just really get started into the anime where they throw our main protagonist's name is Ritsuka, I believe. I forget my name, like I forget that's the canon name for him. Ritsuka Fujiwara. Is Fujiwara his first name or last name? Ritsuka and Mash get sent in to Babylon, and there's a lot of details that I sort of didn't think about, but I like. That's what I like about this thing, because from my perspective, I watch this from the game, and in the game you just have sprites talking with text and everything, but when you see it visually happening in the anime, and I'm just like, oh, well, how the hell did they do this and whatnot, and everything in the anime translates to an acceptable standard in my mind, where like, in the beginning of when they get teleported into the singularity, they're falling from the sky, and I'm just like, oh, well, how do they land? Well, clearly Mash uses her shield, and she uses her Noble Phantasm, which I don't remember if that happened in the game, in the chapter. So my memory might be really jumbled with like stuff that happened in the game and like the text. But like seeing her like use her NP to just like shield themselves from their fall was like, oh, that makes so much sense, duh. And then you have her finally fight in action and stuff, and I'm just like, well, so she like just bashing enemies with a shield and whatnot. No, she actually does do that, and she has like some super enhanced strength because she's like a demi-servant to an extent. So I'm just like seeing this all on screen, it's like, oh yeah, this all totally makes sense to the game where, you know, you just tap a bunch of cards and they do their animation and attack and stuff. And then what do we do? What does the master do? Well, he's literally like on the field thinking and analyzing strategies and, like, you know, commanding orders and stuff. And he does assist in the actual episode. I don't know what he does. He gives Mash mana. I think that's what happened. There's a scene where that happened, but yeah, so I'm just like seeing all this like visually happening. I'm just like, oh yes, this is like what I imagine the game translated into anime would look like. Like it's perfect. Or I would say perfect. Well, I can't tell if it's perfect or not, but I think it's super like great overall. Like honestly, to get the feel of like the battles and like just how everything is. I don't know if this studio like has people who play the game or research the game, but overall I just really got the same feeling that I did in Fate when I played the story mode. I'm just like, oh shoot, this just feels like the story mode but playing as a movie in front of me. It's honestly awesome. And then you have the introduction of Ishtar, which was super awesome. Just seeing Ishtar with fully voiced anything compared to like in the game where it's again sprite and the text and all this stuff, and you see all the like the interactions, like, you know, her falling onto our character and stuff like that, and like, you know, she actually gets to fight a bit, and I'm just like, oh shit, like the animation, that whole sequence is like, damn, they really went all in this episode. That was cool. What else? And yeah, like honestly, man, there's so much like positives in this anime that I'm just like, oh my god, it's like, it's a dream. And they're expected to have a Fate Grand Order anime. I wanted to have everything anime, but of course that'll take like a long ass time, so they can just skip to Babylon, it's fine. What happens after that? After Ishtar happens, then Enkidu comes in, and Enkidu, oh my god, like honestly the action in this first episode, pretty good. It's pretty good, I must say. I don't know if they're trying to recreate the UFO table style where they have like 3D mixed in with 2D and stuff like that, but then I'm pretty sure all the action is still pretty good. And then after Enkidu happens, they walk off. So I expected like a lot of pacing and stuff in this series, in this episode. I'm just like, okay, how are they gonna end this episode? And technically it's like a small little thing at the end of the credits, which of course shows Merlin and Anna, which I can't really, you'll find out who they are eventually. But honestly, the pacing in this thing is really good. As someone like, again, I'll use the same phrase again, as someone who's played the games, when you play the games, you're just like doing all these things. You read the text, and then you do the battle, and then you go read some more text and do another battle. All this flows super naturally that I'm just like, oh, so like this is the segment where like they have a battle, and then they have like Ishtar as a support or something. Genius. Or this is the battle, and then, you know, they have Enkidu as a support, and after that they start talking and doing some exposition and stuff, and they start walking to the thing. Oh, of course, duh. It's like everything in this anime translates so much for me as a guy who's played the whole game. Now, I'm saying this, but that's like my perspective as someone who's played the game. Everything looks great to me as a first impression. Now, if you have not played the game, if you don't know what Fate is in general, and you're watching this, please let me know your thoughts on this anime, because I'm really curious to know what you guys think about it. But overall, they leave it in like, you know, oh, this is the wall, I'm taking the Uruk, and a lot of stuff's gonna happen. We have 21 episodes of this series, and I think 24 times 21, that's about like 100 something plus hours. That's totally acceptable. I'm digging it so far. I can't wait to start talking about this some more in the future, but for now, this is just my impressions of the first episode for Fate Grand Order Demonic something front Babylon. When I talk about this some more, it'll be in the future. It'll be in podcast format. I apologize if that's the case, but you know, time management and watching so many different things at the same time, it's so much easier to condense them all in one long video than currently 10-minute video. Maybe, actually, that's debatable, but who knows. Anyways, so far, oh my gosh, I just can't get the image out of my mind. It's so great. Everything, like, MASH looks great, Dr. Roman looks great, Da Vinci looks great, Ritsuka, you know what, actually, I'll give props, because in this anime, they give an original design Mystic Code, which we could get, you know, in the game. Delightworks. I don't know what it does, but it would be cool to design a, you know, a little something to celebrate the anime. Delightworks. Might be different for NA players, but who knows? Who else? Ishtar. Oh my goodness, Rin. Rin just looks great overall. Rin's my favorite girl, but I mean, we'll see. I'll see how that feels after Heaven's Feel. Who else was in here? Enkido looked fine. We saw Gilgamesh twice, and he looked as Boston as always. And then we got a little tidbit of Merlin, but we didn't really see him because he has his freaking hood on and stuff. But I can't wait to see every single character in this thing. Hopefully, my worry so far is that I'm super impressed and very satisfied with the intro for now. But then I'm very scared that everything just goes downhill to the extent, because I saw some great animations, I saw some great fighting and pacing. I'm just very worried to see how much they can go. But I mean, we have 21 episodes, so I'm hopeful, and I'm pretty hopeful that it'll be really good in the end. So that's it for episode 1. First impressions of Fate Grand Order Demonic Front Babylon. There are a lot of great animes this season, I must say, even though I only watched 2. So until then, guys, I'll see you next time for the next week's episode of Fate. Can we call it something else? Fate Grand Order, Fate Babylon, Fate Episode 2? That works. Okay. See you guys then. Take care, and matane.